All right, continuing our Tuesday tip series on the NAR settlement. So we've got myth. The settlement is a win for buyers who can now negotiate the fee for representation. Fact. That is open to interpretation. For a buyer who had to save up for the down payment and closing expenses, having their agent's commission paid by the seller and incorporated into the price of the home allowed them to finance that amount over time, rather than having to pay thousands of additional dollars at closing. So listen, the ability to have the seller pay the commission means that the commission was included as part of the sales price. That will still continue to be the case in the majority of instances in the market. I've always said this, it's funny, like this, when you think about this whole lawsuit, it started from the stem of, I, as the seller, want to keep more of my money. I always think it's funny when sellers talk about their money, because guess whose money it really is? The buyer's. The buyer is the one paying X dollars for the property. The seller has an asset, the buyer's making an offer of the asset, but whatever that money is, and then whatever it may be paying for, is up to the buyer's discretion. So at the end of the day, the buyer is the one paying for the property, and whether or not they're paying for the property plus the agency fee, that's the only difference. So it will pretty much stay the same. Once again, there's really no change compared to what it was before. This whole thing is just comical to me because so many real estate agents, so many people in the street think that this settlement was just like the biggest game changer in the real estate industry ever. No, I think if anything, it sheds the light on the value of a buyer agent. It sheds the light on why sellers should offer agency compensation on the other side of the equation and how that benefits them. It's given us talking tracks that we haven't had for a long time because it was just kind of an unspoken thing. Well, now it's out in the open and everything shows plain and simple that the way that we've been structured has worked for a really, really long time, and this is why. So if you want to know what my biggest aha from this settlement is and why it's really not that impactful and who really made money from this, tune in next week.